Hello everyone, we are now back to the Pi stage at InnoVEX. Our next session will be product demos from Global Start. We have 9 amazing startups presenting their latest innovations along with 2 moderators, which I will be introducing now. The first one is Joseph Lin, a famous DJ at ICRT. I'm sure most of you will recognize his voice. He was nominated the Best Top 40 Pop Radio Host at the Golden Bell Award. Also, let's welcome Josh, founder, just wave, founder and CEO of MWI and the director of Startup Grant in Hong Kong. So now, let's welcome our first team, EVENTXTRA. Yeah, there you go. Just a reminder to all the team, please remember you have only 1 minute to introduce yourself. So please do follow the 1-minute rule.
All right, I'd just like to, oh, that's very loud. I'd just like to say a word. Thank you for coming. Good afternoon to you, to InnoVEX's Global Stars demo time. And like our MC has introduced, I'm a DJ here at ICRT, very honored to be part of it. And I'm just one of the 2 moderators here today. And Josh is another, who is going to be up on stage in just a few minutes. But we have our first demo company right here. And from EVENTXTRA, this is Angus, correct? All right, Angus, take it away and tell us about your product first, all right?
Hello. Okay, so I'm Start.
Sure.
I'm Angus from EVENTXTRA. So EVENTXTRA is a one-stop event management platform. In 2 years, we have over thousands of events, 250,000 of attendees already on our platform. So today, I want to ask all of you a question. How many name cards that you obtained in these events? I got a lot, is it? How do you handle of those name cards? Those name cards may be some of your potential investor, potential clients. So it's very important, right? So today, I will provide you solutions that turn those paper name cards into very useful relation and connections. So in PodNet, we suggest people you should meet based on the attendees information, attendees group interests. We search the nearby peoples based on the beacons technologies, and we help you to quick follow-ups with the emails, and we helped you to recognize all the name card informations. Yes. Time's up.
It's okay. You can go on for a little bit more. Just finish this slide at least.
So last sentence. In PodNet, we want to enhance or maximize all the values that you met with each one in an event, in a trade show, in a conference. Yep.
All right. I'm sure Angus has more to say, so why don't you just take a seat right here and we can get into more of the details. I understand we only have a 10-minute window right here, so it's kind of rushed, but it's not a competition, so it's okay. If they say time's up, just means wrap it up as soon as possible. But basically, EVENTXTRA has been doing this for a couple of years, more than a couple of years now. Sort of an all-in-one solution for event planning, event organizing, like you said here, from suggesting what people you should contact, people that are nearby, and follow up. Let's go into more details right here. Tell us all about it in details right now.
Okay, so EVENTXTRA actually very focused on the event industry. So for the first product, we help the event organizer to simplify, to manage the event workflow, from importing the attendee, from sending the confirmation email, sending RSVP forms with your attendees, and also we have the name badge printing on site instantly. So after the event, you will probably need to send out a survey. You will have a lot of data to analyze it, so EVENTXTRA help you to do that. So what I just mentioned about is the PodNet that help every exhibition, help as an exhibitor, attendees to really make use of those name cards. Because we found a very interesting things that today I got about 20 name cards or even more. But most of the times, when you finish the event, when you go back to hotels, around 80% of the content, you already forgot what you mentioned with that person. But actually, those are very valuable connections, relations that you should follow up immediately. So in PodNet, we help you to simplify all the things. This is what we want to achieve. Yeah.
Yes. So there's 2 ends I'm hearing right here. The client who is organizing the event you collect all the data. You can do a lot of analysis, I suppose, in the back end, but also on the consumer side or the attendees, they also get to have a little networking. Is that how the system works for both ends?
Yeah. So yes, a very good question. Whether how we do the networking pass, we believe those networking pass will be happen after the relationship is built. So the first important thing is you get those relationship with the people. You send the first follow-up email. You schedule the first coffee meeting with your potential investor. Once that the one that you are looking for is the right person, your activity will be happening automatically. You will know how to schedule the next meal, the next company visits with your investor. So we want to solve it, as I just mentioned, from a paper name card to a really relation, to a connection. Yep.
Yes, I understand you guys have a lot of different products too, like name card scanning. I mean, that's something that's a technology that has existed for a while, but you've comprehensively combined it into the whole system.
Yeah, but it's true that we actually picked the most useful technology and paired it together to specifically handle or cater the event workflow, or how we participate in how you participate in the events. Like my co-founder, my partners, we also went to different events a lot. We love to attend to different events. So this is also one of our ping pong that we face every time we go to events. So I still remember one of the times my co-founder just attend the whole day's investor meeting, investor event. So he probably got 100 investor name card, but he lost all the name cards as the lead. So that's also the reason why we think instant follow-up and is so important.
Yeah. Okay. Now, the product's been around for a while. You guys have been to or have conducted a lot of big events. You guys are based in Hong Kong,
Yep.
correct? Tell us about some of your, what is one of the largest events you've executed here?
I would say the most remarkable events is last November. Our team went to the Dublin in Europe to because the Web Summit, the global events Web Summits, they use us to handle the event workflow. We help them to check in more than 40,000 people, 40,000 attendees in Dublin in the Web Summits. So this scale is I would say the biggest in the IT, in the events industry. They also have like hundreds check-in nights across in the airports, in the event hall, and also a lot of different hotels. So event can be very big, can be very, very large because all the connection actually happens in events. So events, yeah, will be very big.
Or an event like this right here.
Yes,
I mean,
true,
this is something, this is kind of part of your clientele right here.
Yeah, it should be, yeah.
Yes. So what's the future outlook for EVENTXTRA right now? What are you guys working on?
Basically, we are based in Hong Kong currently, but some of our clients are already over the road in Europe, in US, or in Asia. So because we are web-based company, web-based platform, so actually if you can access the internet, you can use our product, you can use our platforms. We are also finding the opportunities here in Taiwan, and in Asia, because like in Taiwan, it's very, very similar to Hong Kong. Such as the location, and such as we also use the traditional Chinese. So the market is quite similar, I would say.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. I mean, it comes in multi-languages. If you're going to grow in this market here, Taiwan or Hong Kong or China, the Chinese language availability is also installed already.
Yeah, currently with the language, we are using English, Chinese, both in simplified and traditional. But adding more language support is an easy task for us. Yeah.
Okay, so anyone who wants to hold a small to large scale event anywhere in the world, you guys, again, web-based, all you got to do is go online, search for EVENTXTRA.
EVENTXTRA, yeah.
That is EVENTXTRA.com, that's all. And again, an all-in-one solution from email, from people gathering, checking in, following up. It's all automatic solution that people can check.
Yep.
Anything else you want to add?
So if you want to organize professional event experience, just find us. So we will definitely can simplify your event workflow and provide much more value in your events. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Angus. Thank you. Again from
Thank you.
EVENTXTRA.
Thank you.
All right. Up next, we're going to have our second moderator here, and it's Joshua Steimle. I forgot how to pronounce your name again. Steimle? Steimle. Steimle, that's it. Steimle, like smiley. All right. Joshua is going to be introducing GOODPATCH for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So once again, I'm Joshua Steimle, rhymes with timely, and I'm the founder of a digital marketing agency called MWI. We're based in the United States, but we also have an office in Hong Kong. I also run the Hong Kong chapter of Startup Grind there in Hong Kong. And today our guest is Stephanie from GOODPATCH, which is a company that created Prot, but I'll let her tell you all about it first, and then we'll get into the interview part.
Hi. Thank you. My name is Stephanie, and I'm from the design company named GOODPATCH. We're based in Tokyo. And today I would like to introduce you our prototyping tool named Prot. So, okay, good. So first, does anyone here making app for smartphone or doing any business related? Okay. And so what is necessary for you guys when you are trying to creating a great app? Maybe you might need a skilled engineer, a talented designer, project manager, and maybe you have to do some research about the user experience and UI as well, I guess. Yeah. And all these factors are important. But what is the most important thing is that the collaboration between all these factors. So what is Prot? Prot is the most popular prototyping tool in Japan. And we have been rewarded a Good Designer Award last year. And this is all the enterprises Prot has been supporting about their team collaborations. So how are you going to share your idea with your team members? You might be using meeting to discuss with them, using email, sending message, or maybe giving them a brief presentation. But how about if you can transform your idea into into a reality just in seconds? And you can discuss with your team members during a meeting based in the same understanding. I believe that the better communication brings you a better collaboration, and that will eventually give you a really high quality product. So this is what Prot can help you to have a better collaboration. Thank you.
All right, come have a seat. So your company started out as a service company, it sounds like, but then you developed this product, Prot. Is that correct?
Yeah, we started with only making app for other company or making website design for other company. But then we eventually started to do our own business, and Prot is our first product.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you launch Prot?
When?
Yes.
It's in 2014.
2014, so about 2 years it's been
yeah,
running.
about 2 years.
And you had a pretty big list there of clients. What are some of the standout projects or favorite things that you've seen your clients do with Prot?
We are the first prototyping tool that made in Japan. So most of clients are Japanese clients, and like Rakuten or Yahoo, they are using Prot to build their, the website for sports news websites, and some of them are using them to do the music service. Yeah.
So they can use it to prototype a website or an app or any sort of interface, really,
yeah,
right?
or even application game as well. Game application, yeah.
Uh-huh. So how quickly can somebody, or walk us through the process. If I want to develop an app and I need to start designing some screens and I want to test that out and I want to show those screens to people, how quickly can I design those screens within Prot and start showing those and sharing those with people?
First, if you are going to using Prot to developing anything, I think designers will try the hand sketch, right? And Prot you can just simply by taking pictures. And if you are going just to show your simple idea, it won't take you over than 5 minutes, I guess. That's what we are always doing inside our company. When we are doing brainstorming, we will take picture of our hand sketch and show each other our simple prototype to show how our ideas is like. And it's always take about like within 15 minutes for every member to do the same process.
Now, is Prot a desktop tool or an app or both or?
Oh, we got all. Like we got a iOS app and we got Android app and we got a web version as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and now we are under developing the Mac, like on the native application for Mac.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Now, how does Prot make money for you? Is it a paid app or how does that?
You can start with free, and like most of the feature that Prot can give you are free. But like we do have the create wireframe feature and like some collaboration feature for those enterprises. That's some we will start to charge. But for like freelance user or those people who want to use Prot as oneself, then it's totally free.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. So if there's a startup here and they're looking to develop an app or a website, they can use the free version of your app.
Yeah.
And then maybe at some point they'll need to upgrade, but they can get started for free.
Yeah, I really recommend everyone to get Prot application by your phone or like just search Prot on website because it's all free and you can like give you the whole experience only by using the free version.
So what are some of the advantages of using Prot? For example, I'm okay with Photoshop. I can design a rudimentary UI in Photoshop. Why would I use Prot instead of just designing that out in Photoshop or just sketching it? What are the real advantages?
Like all those pictures, when you're trying to giving presentation about your idea to other people, you can always like show them the pictures. But it's really hard for you to explain the connection between screens. So like Prot is something that can help you to link all the screens and give you the specific images about the product it's going to be like and what it's going to be like after you programming it, after you code it. You can get the specific images beforehand.
Okay, so within Prot, I start designing my user interface, but I can make it clickable, I can create buttons, and then I can link those together so I get some sort of functionality that people can kind of see how they walk through that app.
Yes, without like using a lot of time to code it, and maybe you found out something that you don't really actually need afterwards, and that actually, it costs a lot of time and wasted.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Now, you're still doing client work as well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So do you use Prot quite a bit then with your clients?
Yeah, we use Prot for every client work right now.
Okay. So what are some of the, I guess, how big of a project can you do with Prot? How far do you take Prot into the process before you graduate to the next step?
You mean like we do the prototype with Prot, and what are we going to do afterwards?
Right. Where's that handoff between using Prot and then going to the next step?
Like we will use Prot to actually, we will make sure what the design and what the structure is going to be like for the whole app. Then we will start to go with coding. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And how many people are in your company?
Like we got one office in Tokyo and one in Berlin, and we plan to have another office in Taipei within this year, maybe about August. And in total, we got like about 95 people inside our company right now.
Okay, 95 people.
Yeah.
So you're a decent-sized company then.
Yeah, kind of.
So how many of those people are in Japan versus Berlin?
About 80 or 85. Like it's growing recently. Like they keep hiring people, so I cannot actually get the right numbers right now. But it's about like 80 to 90 people are in Tokyo, and maybe 10 of them are in Berlin, and some of them are doing internship, and some of them are freelancer. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
So is most of your revenue still coming from the services that you provide to clients, or is it coming from the app?
Like Prot has been launched only for like 2 years, so it's still like we're trying to earn something from Prot, but most of the revenue are come from client work right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, is there anything else that you want to say to the audience before we wrap it up?
Okay, like for Prot, I couldn't actually explain you how many features Prot have and how it's going to help you during this 1 minute presentation because it was really short. But if you want to know more detail about it, like we got a booth over there. And it's first time for our company to have to do the exhibition in Taiwan. So if everyone are interested, you can go to our booth. We will give you like more detailed introduction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Stephanie.
Thank you.
And we'll pass it back to Joseph with ACCUPASS, I believe.
Thank you. Thank you, Josh. Yes, indeed. Our next company right here is ACCUPASS. And please welcome from ACCUPASS, he's got a very distinctive name, Frieza Huang. Please welcome him.
Hello. Hi, everybody. I'm from ACCUPASS, and we are the leading social ticketing site in Asia. So as you can see, we help over 10,000 events each year. And for last year, we helped over 30,000 events. And you can see here are a lot of events like design conference or touring events or competition startup event or reading events or like travel events. You can see a lot of things happens here. So basically, we are helping event organizers to host their event more efficiently. They can publish their event website in 5 minutes. And if they want to sell their tickets, we also help them integrate the payment service. So they can let the user pay by credit card, ATM, or other channel, PayPal. So on the other side, you can see we also help the user to find the right event for themselves. So they can see the mobile web, see the events on mobile web or app or on the desktop. And we also let them to do the follow things like follow the event organizer if they think the event is interesting. So they want to follow up the future events in the future. Or they can also explore the events on the map or schedule their event calendar by our event calendar, yes.
All right. Frieza,
Okay.
why don't you come here and have a seat, and we can get into some of the details right here.
Okay.
Again, thank you. The first slide that you put out there, it's in Chinese. Let me just say, it says 10,000 events a year.
Yes.
You guys already that well established with that many frequent customers already.
Yes, last year is 30,000 events, and it's very kinds of event. Last year we help host big events like Golden Melody Award,
Oh, wow.
金曲奖,
Yes.
or like a 文博会 culture event to help a lot of culture company to explore their customers. Or we also help like a small business, like
Yes.
a handmade event, help them to do some jewelries or car bombs, something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So it sounds like ACCUPASS have been tapping into, especially in Taiwan. You guys are based in Taiwan, I presume?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Right now it's in Taiwan.
In Taiwan. You've tapped into a lot of commercial events and personal events in Taiwan.
Yes.
For how many years now?
Right now we are like a 4 years old company.
Wow.
Yes.
And
And we also have like a related sister company in Dalu.
Okay,
in
in China.
China. So if they want to help the host the event in China, you can also use our sister website.
Right. What kind of growth have you seen as far in the last 4 years right now?
Okay. We think the event is growing very, very fast. And because the events hoster not only for big company, you can see there are also like a small business provider, they want to host their event.
Yes.
So sometimes we found the attendees or attendant became the event creators in the future because they know, oh, I attend the event. Oh, I can sell the ticket like this way. So it's growing really, really fast.
In fact, I think I personally have seen some of my friends hosting small events using ACCUPASS just recently too. Like you said, from big scale commercial events to Golden Melody Award, that is like the Grammys of Taiwan. Even here, I understand at COMPUTEX, there are certain seminars or what? Can you explain that you guys also have collaborated with? Correct?
Yes, so if you guys are interested, you can download our app called ACCUPASS. And as you can see, there are a lot of tickets are selling there. And also include the COMPUTEX, InnoVEX. And we also help them coordinate the CPX forum. So you want to attend more like knowledgeable events, you can register there.
Okay. Now, let me ask about the differences, because when it comes to ticketing and events, I think a lot of people are familiar with, like in the States, maybe Ticketmaster. In Taiwan, there's Ticket.com, ERA ticketing.
Yes.
Why would people use your service as opposed to those established ticketing services?
Yes. I think a very important difference is like we are like an e-ticketing company. So you won't lose your tickets. Because most traditional ticketing company, they send the ticket by mail, or they give you the paper ticket. So probably if you register or buy the ticket like 2 or 3 months beforehand, then you might be possible lose your ticket. But our ticket is all stored in the app or in the cloud, so you won't lose it. You can just log in and get your ticket and go to the events. So I think that's the biggest difference. And the second difference is you can host your event. Just sign up or register, and you click on the create event. You can set up the event page right away.
Easily.
Yeah, very easily.
By yourself, basically.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I would assume one of the benefits is maybe cost. What kind of cost is involved right here?
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about the cost. We won't have any cost unless we sell the tickets for you.
Okay.
So we charge by the transaction. So once the ticket is sold, we charge the transaction fee from the event host. But also, if you want to like our supporting to your events to like helping the checking service, we will have the extra service. So if you guys are interested, you can contact us or visiting our website and write a mail to our service email box for the service.
Okay. So even as a personal individual right here, if I want to, I'm a DJ. If I want to do a DJ show and I can actually set it up and even sell tickets on my own if I wanted to.
Yes, yes. You can like create a class and like sell the ticket right away. And we can also like help the users to find the right event for themselves. So probably you will find some good friends there.
Okay. Finally, I just want to ask, because there's going to be finances involved right here, and I think you quickly talked about how there's a lot of systems you use, PayPal, whatnot. But how can we trust the financial part of it? Is it trusted payment services? What kind of payment services do you have, basically?
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
Right now we have like credit card and the ATM. And the Taiwanese people like to go to the chain store like Family Mart or 7-Eleven. We also provide the service you can pay at the chain store. We also integrate the PayPal and the Line Pay. So basically it's very convenient. So you can pay as what you want. Yeah.
So you're using a lot of existing payment models that are well trusted in society already as part of the system.
Yes.
Okay. And again, that's ACCUPASS, which is, I guess, I just want to say, because the first moderation that I did was also for an event sort of website. Very similar, but I guess to set it apart, you're a lot more commercial to B2C maybe?
Yes. And we got a lot of events, so you can explore the like different kinds of lifestyles on our site.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's more consumers and also includes some like learning events. Yeah.
All right. I think maybe we only have about a minute. Any last words you want to say to? We are also videotaping, so we're online right now.
Okay.
You want to say to everyone?
I want to say like our logo is a door. So if you want to find some like a special life experience, like Taiwanese people like to learning, and we have a lot of different kinds of lectures there, and we are like a work hard, play hard person. So there are also leisure events like a picnic or drinking or tasting or food cooking. So you can explore the world with us. So open the door, open the world. Yeah.
In other words, not only you can create your own events, but you can also check out what other events are going on in the world.
Yes.
No. All right.
Yes.
Thank you again. It's Frieza Huang from ACCUPASS.
Thank you, Joseph.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now let's also welcome Josh back to stage to introduce our next company with CAREMONKEY.
next slide and previous slide.
All right, we've got Anelia. Did I say that right? Okay, we've got Anelia from CAREMONKEY. She'll give you an intro to what her company's all about. And if she doesn't explain where the name came from, don't worry, I'll ask her. But we'll turn the time over to her.
Hi everyone, my name is Anelia and I'm from CareMonkey, and we have an electronic health and safety system that automatically keeps organizations' medical and emergency databases up to date, and then it makes those details instantly accessible on mobile devices. With CareMonkey, people like teachers, sports coaches, HR managers and other trusted carers will know exactly what to do, who to call or what to tell an ambulance paramedic in an emergency. We're an Australian-based startup with a team of 25. Our market is enormous. Schools, sporting clubs, scouts, camps, businesses, universities, childcare, all of us need CareMonkey because all of these organizations need to have an up-to-date medical database of the people they are responsible for. And all of them just love how CareMonkey eliminates the administration time required to collect this type of information. We found a way to automate the collection of very sensitive data and make it available securely to the right people in an emergency. That's it.
All right, thank you. So where did the name come from? I have to ask. Who made up the name?
Our CEO made up the name because he wanted to have something memorable, and we have never had anyone forget the name CareMonkey.
Yeah, it does that. It's good. All right, so what was the origin for the company? Where did it come from? Who created it? What was the idea behind it?
So basically, our CEO, Troy Wesley, has 7 children, and he got tired of filling out thousands and thousands of forms for schools and sporting club events and permission forms and consent forms. And then one day he also stumbled on an asthma action plan for his son in a filing cabinet. And he was absolutely horrified that that information was not given to all the people that is responsible for his son when he's not at home. And then he realized that there's a massive disconnect between schools and clubs trying to collect this information and actually making it available for people in the right time.
Right. So it was a company born out of the need of one of the founders.
Definitely. So he started on his own, and then we got a co-founder, Martin Howell, who has been a very successful entrepreneur in Australia. And he managed to develop a system where you can actually share this information in groups. So a lot of people say, oh, but there's a million systems out there collecting medical data. But our system is the only one that makes it available to manage this data within a group and also make it available offline. So it's designed for teachers and people going out on field trips where there's no mobile connection, and what do you do if there's a medical emergency?
So who is the customer here? Is it the parent or is it the organization, the school, the group?
So our customers are the people requesting to have the profile shared with them. So it's free for families and individuals. You can go and create a CareMonkey profile for yourself right now and share it with your family members. We only charge organizations that need to have that access to that information.
Okay. So walk me through this. So I'm a parent. I have an 8-year-old girl, a 6-year-old boy. I set up a CareMonkey profile for each of my children. I can share that with other family members. But then if there's an accident and I'm not there, how does somebody even know how to get that information, or how does that work?
So if you share a CareMonkey profile with an organization or with your family members, they would have instant access on a mobile app, and they will be able to directly call you from the app and also show all the information to an ambulance paramedic.
Okay, so if I have a babysitter, I would give that information to the babysitter. If I send my kids off to a church function, I would share that with the people at that church function. If they're going to school, I would share that with the school.
Correct.
And so that's how they get that information?
Yes.
Okay.
And it gives you rest knowing that the people that are taking care of your children have the correct details in terms of their medical conditions or allergies or asthma plans and those kind of things.
Okay. So it's kind of like the online version of those little medical bracelets that we used to have back in the day when I was a kid.
Yes, it's very similar to a medical bracelet, but the added benefit is the teacher would know if there is a medical emergency before they go onto a excursion, so they can adequately prepare.
Okay. So tell me a little bit more about the revenue model. How do you make money? Where does the money come from? And how's that going with the business so far?
So we started in schools in Australia, and we charge $7.50 per student in Australian dollars. And then we started going into sporting clubs, because a parent who would create a CAREMONKEY profile for their child at the school would realize, oh, I'm the president of the football club. This would solve a problem for me and my club as well. So then we started selling into sporting clubs, and we just signed major deals with national sporting bodies in Australia. Then we started selling into business, because a plumbing service would realize that, oh, we also need medical details of our staff going off-site, and we charge 30 Australian dollars per profile for that. Yeah, so it's going really well. We've had our third consecutive profitable quarter. Our whole company has been bootstrapped, so it's been a great year for us.
That's great. And now you have to deal with a lot of regulatory issues because you're storing sensitive information. How do you deal with that, and how do you deal with that with moving into one country and another where the laws are different?
So basically, we like to think that we're like a bank. Instead of dealing with financial data, we deal with people's private medical data. So we have a lot of security measures in place to make sure that no one's privacy is breached and that our system is much more secure. What you see up there is a very simplified, user-friendly version of the CAREMONKEY platform, but in the background there's amazing security processes in place to make sure that our system is much more secure than any other system that organizations are using to collect that kind of information. Then you also have to realize that schools usually use paper forms to collect this type of information, and where does that paper trail go? The view of the data is all audited, and everything can only be accessed via passwords, and there's a lot of other security measures also in place.
Now, I can understand as a parent that I might want to use this, and I might want to push the organizations where my kids are involved to use this. But like you said, you also signed an agreement with schools, with sporting organizations. When they start pushing it out to parents and saying, put your information in here, a lot of parents might just not do it. How do you encourage those parents who are part of those organizations to actually use the system?
This is a very good question. So basically, we encourage organizations to sign up for CAREMONKEY because it's a great way to show that you actually care about the welfare of the people that you are responsible for. If you don't care about the welfare, then don't use CAREMONKEY. A really good way to get people on board is to use our electronic forms for every permission slip that you've used in the past. So we would tell schools, get people on board by saying, you can't go on this camping trip if you haven't got a CAREMONKEY profile.
So it becomes the permission slip.
It becomes a permission slip. We automate that whole process for schools and parents.
And you have a big vision with this company. You want to take this global.
Yes, we do. We started in Australia and we've expanded globally. We started in America last year and also started selling in the European Union. We also, the other day, signed a business in Kazakhstan with no sales effort. So it's designed to go viral, and that's what makes us really excited about our company.
All right, great. Any last words before we wrap it up?
If you would like to be interested in becoming a reseller or a referral partner of CAREMONKEY, I would advise you to please get in contact with us via our website. We'd really love to hear from you.
All right, great. Thank you so much. Thank you. And we'll turn it back over to Joseph with IAMIP.
Check. Thank you. Yes, I'm back here, and it's actually IAMIP that is going to be up next to talk about their services related to patents, actually. Please welcome to the stage, it is Dimitris.
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. My name is Dimitris, CEO and founder of IAMIP. We are the new kids on the block in the space of intellectual property, but we are a team with over 100 years of cumulative experience in this area. And I promise you one thing today, we will bring out the magic in IP. On the one hand, what you see is what you get. And using the wrong data when you're going to base decisions about innovation will be a disaster for your company. On the other hand, also what I would like to say is that patents are dynamic. And looking really on the wrong data will make you also look in the wrong direction. And that is totally wrong, because patent changes every week. According to our patent database, 50,000 patents are published every day. And to not keeping track of these patents, they will affect your business for sure. And in order to become innovative, the company needs to collaborate. And therefore, we have decided to create a platform where companies can collaborate. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dimitris. Have a seat right here. This is actually very fascinating, quite different. And IP, IAMIP, you guys are IP.
Yes.
In a technology show like this, I think maybe some people think IP is Internet Protocol, but it's actually intellectual property, I suppose?
That's correct.
Is that what it really stands for, right?
That's correct.
Because we're talking about patents. And I'm amazed that you said about 50,000 patents are coined every day.
Yeah.
Every day, worldwide. Now, this is a database that pretty much taps into every patent in the world.
Yes.
I'm sure your coverage is pretty high.
Yeah.
How high is it?
Right now we have 105 million patents in the database, and we have actually a contact with all the patent offices in the world to get the data.
Okay. Now, it's a patent search database. I've seen patents before. They are very wordy. They're very technical. Unless you're in that particular field, there is no way you can go past one paragraph. Do you just take that data and just show it in the same way, or is there some layout design that makes it easier or whatnot?
That's actually the value proposition, that we want to convert the patents into an information that can make you, as an R&D or business unit, to base your decision on facts and not the paragraph that you don't really understand. Really.
Okay, right. So there's a lot of data recrunching, if you
Yes.
will, and make it easier. What kind of search algorithm is out it's installed for you then? What kind of searches can you do? Is it just by categories, by
everything? Inventor, company, technology. If you want to hire a specific person, you will find it. You can see which countries the companies go to. You can find actually everything.
Everything.
You will be amazed what I can find.
I know. I understand patents. They have, I think, 3 different categories of patents. There's utility patent. There's, I think, a design patent.
Yes.
I forgot what the third one is, but
the third is patent.
Just patent. Okay. So it applies to all that. Who benefits the most from? Who basically are your clientele? Who benefits from this?
Technology companies dealing with innovation,
Yes.
and they should have at least one patent.
Right.
Then you are really a customer for us, definitely.
Right. But that's their own patent. I would assume a lot of customers are using your search engine, your software, if you will, to see what the competitors are doing. Is that one of the advantages of this?
Yeah, I mean, that's really what it is. We have created this algorithm that creates a search alert. So it really creates a radar out there and catches all information about your competitors and provides it every week to our users, which actually creates a habit for our users.
Right.
Because they want to see what's going on every week.
It might even create a new job title for someone at a company. Or maybe there has been employees that do such a thing on their own.
Yeah, actually it is. It is about
pretty sure,
more companies are now focusing on creating this type of information available within the companies. And that's exactly what we see with our clients, that we have that they want to have this information and they need to have it.
Now, is this a subscription-based service?
Yes, this is actually a SaaS model.
Okay.
And then you pay per seat, and it's actually on the cloud, so you can access it everywhere, anytime.
Okay. So like a monthly service,
Yes.
basically, and
usually the large corporation like ABB, they go for more years, but the medium-sized and small one go for monthly.
all right.
Definitely.
I see this is a video that's still rolling. This is still part of your layout, correct? Yeah. Okay. Now, how many years has this been around now?
It took us actually 25,000 hours to develop the software you see behind you. Yeah, we had actually 10 developers simultaneously with the team to do it. So 3 years, and now we are actually out and trying to offer it to technology companies.
Okay. Again, I'm not very familiar with patent searching and how that really works, but my presumption is, and I've seen, like the patent offices here in Taiwan, they have access to patents here in Taiwan and maybe in the US. They have their own search engines too, don't they?
Yes and no.
Okay.
The USPTO have only the US. The Taiwanese patent office has most likely only Taiwanese patents.
Right.
But you cannot save, you cannot set up automatic search alerts. And most importantly, you cannot collaborate because that's sensitive data. You cannot share information about your competitor over the web. Because it can be an infringement, it can be an opposition, and you don't want to end up in a court saying, yeah, we knew about this patent. Then you have willful infringement.
Right. So you're creating a service right here that I think a lot of companies would find improves a lot of efficiency. I mean, what are some of the data that you can maybe share with us that you've done research on?
Well, based on the clients we have, they generate 3 times much higher innovation in terms of patents. They reduce the cost with like 50% because they don't reinvent the wheel. And also, in addition, they have much more accurate decisions on the strategy, where to file, where to go, who to buy. I mean, if you're a large corporation, you have to go and shop new startups. I mean, they're here. You need to know what patents they have. This is the best way.
Right. It's a love-hate relationship, I would say, for a lot of people out there who use your service because on one end, it gives them more efficiency to find out what competitors are doing, but it exposes their own patents out to everyone too.
There was once I talked to the CEO and he told me, I cannot tell you about what we are doing. And then I told him, but I can see. And I said, how can you see this?
Right, exactly. Absolutely. But I mean, that's what the whole world, information is so readily available to everyone now that, we need more software that makes efficiency higher. And certainly IAMIP does that for patents out there.
That's correct.
Demetrius, is there anything you'd like to say here?
Yes, definitely. I mean, if you want to get more details about us, please visit us. We are actually not so far away in this room. Okay. Then we can show you the details and also tell you a little bit about our clients, how they do it. Simple as that.
All right. You guys are based in Sweden.
Yes.
All right. And first time in Taiwan, or?
That's correct.
Well, welcome here. And the product is actually called P2ALS? P-TALS?
It's actually PALS.
Just pals.
They could be your friends, but not
could
really.
Be I like how that is coined. All right. Again, from IAMIP. Yes. All right. Thank you very much, Demetrius.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. And up next on the list right here, we have Joshua here to introduce SNAPAID, I believe.
All right. Thanks. Our next guest is Ishai from Israel, and his company is SNAPAID, and he's going to tell us about it in about a minute, really quick, and then we'll dive into the questions.
Hello, my name is Ishai. I'm a founder of SNAPAID. I started SNAPAID 4 years ago to help you take a better picture, so you wouldn't have to try again and again and be sure that you have one good picture so you can enjoy the moment. Our product is an SDK for manufacturers, and it helps the user not just get a good picture, but also to realize what he has to do. Maybe he has to move, maybe the exposure is not okay, so he can, like I said, just enjoy the moment.
All right, great. Come have a seat. Dive in. So you can move a little closer if you want. Don't be a stranger. All right, so how many of you have a DSLR camera? Okay, got a hand. How many of you use Instagram? Quite a few more there. Okay, so I consider myself an amateur photographer. I've got my smartphone. It's got a decent camera these days.
Right.
I like taking photos. I like posting them on Instagram. So your product is, it's not an app. It's something that's going to go into the cameras at the manufacturing level.
That's right. So it could go inside the SLR too. and it could go into a GoPro, a screenless device. But inside, we mostly take pictures using our smartphones today. And we just stand there with the camera like this, and we try and we look at the camera and we ignore the moment. So just press it, and you're gonna get it's okay, and that's it.
So tell me how SNAPAID would change the experience that I'm having with my phone. How is it going to help me take better pictures?
You wouldn't notice the phone. You shouldn't. You wouldn't notice exactly what the picture itself. You wouldn't need to worry about the camera. That's our vision. So you get the experience that you want without losing your time into a device. Doesn't matter what the device is. You just look at something, press a button, and let the technology worry and do the work for you.
So a SNAPAID behind the scenes, it's not
Yes.
something you really use. It's something that goes in the camera and automates the process.
It automates, but it also something that you can see. For example, if you take a picture of a person when the sun is behind his head, you wouldn't get a good picture. So it tells you, don't try to take a picture now. Move left or move right. So you just get a small instruction, and that's it.
Okay, so simple instructions that anybody can
Exactly.
use that helps them to take much better photos.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people still do that. They take the photo with the sun behind the person or bad lighting that is really bad, and then the photo doesn't turn out. So
And
it gets
this-
rid of that.
And there's some users who are the hand shakes more than usual. Maybe they're a bit older, or their eyesight is not that good. So it's hard for them to take a good picture. So for them, it's even a plus. So they just let it worry.
So now your business then really depends on forming partnerships with the manufacturers, with the camera device makers.
That's right.
So what's some of the progress that you've made there? And you have some patents, right?
We have 6 patents. A few of them were already granted. A few more in the way to be granted in China, in the United States, and Europe. And we made a lot of progress also in these days. But it's a process. They have to put it inside the hardware. So there's a lot of testing and until it goes up.
So you would be licensing your technology to these companies?
Exactly. It's licensing. Did you know that from a phone that is $400, $140 are licensed?
Interesting. Now, how did you get into this? Do you have a background as a photographer, or how did you become interested in developing this?
Well, I'm a physicist. I finished studying physics I think 15 years ago. And I've been a developer for 20 years. And I decided I want to do my own company. And because I'm an amateur photographer, it's all combined into one thing. The camera, the photography, the physics of it, into one software.
So now with these patents, there's quite a bit of work that goes into getting those. And
Yeah,
so what's
a lot
the
of work.
process that you've gone through to secure those patents? And how much will that protect your process or your software, your product going forward?
Well, there's patents and there's patents. To have a good patent, it needs a lot of work. There's many, many pages. The last patent that we submitted is 350 pages long. And because the business is about large numbers, it needs to be patented correctly. So we took much of emphasis into it, a lot of time, a lot of money invested in it. So we have patents. We are really good, really innovated. Our patents got approved at the first sight. The first examiner that examined them just immediately gave us all the claims that we wanted. So they were really new.
That's great. So what kind of team are you working with? Is this a one-man operation, or is this
No.
a team that you have behind you?
We're 6 people, mostly developers. That's the core team. There's obviously beyond that. And we have another physicist, another one with computer vision, a lot of stuff into that.
And what are the next steps? You're trying to form partnerships, or what are you looking to do to grow?
We're trying to form partnerships with the manufacturers, but we already have a vision for 5 years ahead, because the technology today, the anti-blur technology and making the picture sharp and telling the user what to do is first stage. Next stage is actually you wouldn't have to look at the device at all. You wouldn't have to get any information. We'd know what you're looking at, and that's the vision. So you just no need for any kind of holding of a device.
More smart technology type.
Yes.
So how will your product be impacted by virtual reality and what's happening in that space?
Well, it could help. One of our patents is related to that. It's knowing where a user is looking at, which could benefit augmented reality a lot. But our focus is about saving the pictures or the video.
Now with the video is a little bit different than taking
Yes.
a photo. So what kind of advice can it be giving in real time while you're filming video?
Well, technically a video is 30 frames per second. So it is a picture. But that's technically. But it's not about sharpness in video. It's more about exposure, more about taking care of what the subject is. And we are a recognized subject, so it could help on video.
Great. Where can people learn more about your technology?
Well, first they can come to our booth or sign up in the website.
What's the website?
It's www.snapaid.com.
All right. And what booth number are you at? Do you remember?
It's in InnoVEX. It's a 554.
Okay. Great. Anything else that you want to share with us about your technology?
Well, we have many more plans. I hope next year I can give some, reveal more than what we have plans for the future.
Great. Well, thank you so much, and best wishes on developing that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now Joseph will come back to the stage, and he's going to talk with BUGWOLF.
Thank you so much, Josh. Yes, we're very happy to be here again at InnoVEX for the Global Stars demo time. And up next, what is BUGWOLF all about? Does it have to do with bugs? We're going to find out real soon. Please welcome Peter Roderick.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Peter Roderick. I'm one of the team members for BUGWOLF. Very quickly, BUGWOLF provides both user testing tools and teams for the enterprise, for both traditional software applications, be it web or mobile applications. So what is it that we do? Why is it that we're different? BUGWOLF looks at testing from a different approach to traditional testing of software. Rather than traditional testing, we've approached it through making it a challenge, turning testing into a competitive sport where we take elite professional testers and introduce them into challenges and where they get rewarded on the number of bugs that they find. We invite people to go to bugwolf.com and actually sign up to become a tester. It is a tested process in which only 5% of people who actually sign up to become a tester make it through. By doing this, this allows our customers to have outstanding results when it comes to actually testing. What we do is we launch a challenge, the testers compete, and then we provide our customers with rapid insights to help them with an agile development process. In just one test that ran for 12 hours, our testers were able to find 312 bugs inside a banking application. 40 of those were critical that would actually stop that application from working. The ROI delivered was over 2,000%. On a $5,000 investment, we were able to save them $132,000 of potential bugs in their application. That's it in a nutshell from what we do, but if you want to go to bugwolf.com, take a look.
All right, have a seat here, Peter. Interesting, a lot of solutions that we're seeing right here are about hooking networking people up together, and in this case, finding testers worldwide to debug any software, any websites. Tell us about what kind of database, a pool of testers, how many testers do you have right now?
So currently we have around 50 testers globally. We have a very strong presence in Australia because obviously we started in Australia, but we have now expanded. We have testers located on every continent except for Antarctica, so we're actually doing quite well. Still on the lookout for those really elite professional testers, so we're always out there seeing who we can bring into the team. Some of our testers even work full-time for other companies and join our challenges outside of ours.
So it's sort of a heaven for, there's got to be a lot of professional testers out there that love doing QC and testing, and this is sort of a heaven for them as well. It gives them more opportunities for work.
It is, and for the really good testers that are out there, they get rewarded for the better job that they do. So the more bugs they find, the bigger the bounty gets to them.
Right. I see that reward system. It makes testing competitive and fun at the same time, but ultimately that is to, at the end of the day, to improve the efficiency of finding bugs, if you will, correct?
It is, yeah.
Now, what is the cost to the clients here?
So for a one-off test where we come in and provide 3 of our testers and we do either a 3 or a 6 hour challenge, it's $5,000 US to come in there and run 1 cycle. From that, we provide the customer with the report, the insights. The tool allows us to capture the bugs as they happen, so we actually have video capture of the bugs that are being identified, and all that data is then given back to the customer to put back into their developers.
All right. I actually paid a visit to your booth yesterday, which is over at the back corner near center stage, and you talked about how companies may have their own employees go in and test, as opposed to hiring, like you said, global testers at a cost. Tell us about that part.
Yeah, so as part of the platform that we offer, the platform itself allows for our own testers to manage the results of the tests that are conducted, but at the same time for our customers that use our enterprise platform, they're given full access to the platform to be able to create tests whenever, wherever they like, be able to invite their own staff. So they may have their own in-house testers, or as we have a couple of customers doing it now, inviting actually the staff to become part of that broader testing team and to do the usability or acceptance testing of new features or functions inside the apps.
All right. Explain to me, though, I mean, you guys have your own website, correct? But a lot of these tests, these softwares and apps that needs to be tested still resides at the client's end, correct?
Correct, yes.
All right. So you just provide the hookup. Is there any other services in between?
Yes, so as long as we can get access into, if it's a production application, it's public facing, but if it's a pre-production environment or it's in UAT, we do have a secure gateway or secure proxy to get into those environments. Essentially, we give the customer 2 IP addresses and we proxy in.
I see. Tell us how you set your side different from others out there.
Yeah, so we do. I've been asked even the last 2 days, are we crowdsourced testing? No, we're not. We do go out there, ask people to come and join us, but the difference between, say, us and traditional crowdsourced is we actually go through a vetting process of our testers. We do probity checks, we do police checks. Because we do work with banks and government organisations, we have to make sure that we only recruit the very best, which is different to a crowdsourced model. And when it comes to the actual testing compared to traditional on-site, because we're operating in such faster chunks of time, we're shaving hours, if not days, off traditional testing cycles.
So there is a prerequisite pre-check, if you will, of the testers, and you keep a database of these testers. When clients come in, they get to choose what kind of testers they want?
They can. Some of our customers do know the testers.
Yes.
Then again, when the customer actually comes to us with the requirements of what it is that they want to test, our delivery director will actually choose who's the right mix, who will yield the best results for that customer.
Correct, all right. What is the future outlook for BUGWOLF right now?
So continuing to expand on the platform.
Yes.
So we have, for the customers that just subscribe to the platform, the more features are getting rolled in as time goes by, and at the same time trying to expand our testing team. So we do invite people to actually go to bugwolf.com and actually sign up, go through the process, the more people we have on there, the better the platform is.
Yes, finding all the bugs out there. Hence, I would assume that's why it's called BUGWOLF?
Correct.
All right. You guys are based in which country?
Based in Australia, head office is Melbourne.
Right.
I work by myself in Queensland, so I'm quite lonely most days. But yeah, we're a very remote team. Everyone works geographically dispersed all over the country.
And I'm sure you guys have your own team of people that debugs your own website too.
We do, actually. We do turn ourselves on our own product.
Right, very well. Anything else you'd like to add and let the audience know out there?
No, look, anyone wanting to reduce the amount of time spent in testing, want to actually get applications delivered faster, find bugs that are in pre-prod or prod, definitely give us a go. Happy to have a conversation or run through a demonstration with you.
All right. I sound like I could sign up to be a tester as well, can I?
You could.
I could. And get paid for it.
Definitely can.
All right, that sounds great. Okay, again, from BUGWOLF, we have Peter Roderick right here. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. And it looks like I'm going to introduce myself again on stage. So here I am, because we have our next company. Please welcome on stage from KONOLASS, this is YJ.
Hi everyone, I'm YJ. I'm the CEO and co-founder of KONOLASS. We are developing personal scheduling assistant powered by artificial intelligence. Okay. Oh, what's going on? Sorry about the mistypo. So actually, we are developing personal scheduling assistant. Like a human personal assistant, you can easily send an email to Kono, the virtual assistant, and then Kono will do every tedious tasks for you to arrange a meeting, sending out emails and calendar invites. Yeah, that's all. We already developed the closed beta version right now, and it is available when we give an invitation to you. Thank you.
All right, great. YJ, have a seat right here.
Hey, thank you.
KONOLASS. Does Kono stand for anything? What does it mean?
Kono is a Hawaiian, actually. It means invitation, invite.
It means what?
Invite.
Invite.
Yes.
Oh, so Kono to COMPUTEX, Kono to InnoVEX.
Yes,
inviting you here, basically.
In Hawaiian.
All right.
Yep.
But you guys are actually from Korea, correct?
Yes, that's right. We're based in South Korea. Mainly, we have an R&D center in South Korea, as well as business office in San Francisco.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Now, that was a very short introduction, but let's get into more of how it works. And there's artificial intelligence involved. What does that mean? It's kind of like a secretary, if you will, that has a mind that you design into, that can actually do a lot of scheduling and contacting, correct? Tell us about the details there.
Yes, it's correct. Actually, maybe busy global professionals are having a lot of messages to meet, or are you available for free next week, or etc. If you've got that kind of messages, easily just reply to your own customers, own guests. And then just CC Kono at kono.ai. It's a personal assistant. Kono totally understands in terms of context of your previous messages and your locations, as well as your preference, via connecting your own existing calendars. And then, automatically it is generating suggestions for the best times for your meeting, and also sending out calendar invites or guiding your guests to arrange a meeting with you. That's the logic.
Okay, but it does require some simple programming, if you will, right? Like you said, you might have different preferences of what time you want to have meetings and whatnot. So there's a little bit of programming that you need to do for it to start scheduling for you.
Sure, it is. So basically, Kono is not just checking availability, but also it is fully understanding your context. For example, where you are, and also what kind of time zone are you living, and also what kind of language you are using. So basically, in order to hire Kono, you should install our native mobile application and then connect your own calendar, such as Google Calendar or Outlook. After that, you don't need to type in anything, because Kono can connect your own existing calendar and analyzing your past events on your calendar and also your current locations or etc. That's why Kono is finding the best time regarding your current situations and your preferences. Yep.
Right. So far, it sounds like it is a great secretary to have around. It's used within businesses themselves.
Yes, it is.
If you want to arrange meetings, even with other businesses, I guess that could be as of use as well.
That's right. That's right.
But a lot of automation and a lot of connection to existing platforms and services like Google and whatnot and Outlook.
Yeah, that's correct, actually. So as a startup, we are very focusing on in terms of automation of scheduling process itself. So these days, many big players such as Google or Facebook launch their own personal assistant. However, they are pretty focusing on in terms of interface with direct consumers. So they are focusing on in terms of natural language analysis and vision recognition and even face recognition.
Yes.
Instead of that, we are more focusing on what is the future user behavior related to the scheduling. For example, whenever you arrange a meeting, we should open your calendar, right? Check that and compare that, and also, calculating traveling route or etc. We are predict those kind of action and let Kono do the job for human. Yep.
So it kind of foresees what the need is beforehand.
Actually, we are trying to do that.
Right, because my question was going to be, how do you guys set apart yourself from all the other scheduling services out there? I'm sure there are a lot of available software that are of similar kind.
Sure.
Yes.
So we don't lose our focus, and then we are providing various APIs as well. So we are pretty open to collaborate with other very useful bots or useful personal assistant. So for example, we already developed the email bot. And then next plan will be launch a chatting bot. We have a plan to integrate with Line or WeChat, those kind of chatting bots as well.
Is that available now already, or you guys are still planning on it?
We are on the progress to develop, and we have a prototype at our booth. I can show you when you visit our booth.
Right, exactly. Now, right now it's available on what kind of platform? On Google, is it Android system and iOS systems?
Yeah, iOS and Android, as well as we are supporting Google Calendar and Outlook.
All right, and we still got a few minutes right here. Anything else you want to add and tell us why is this how much efficiency you can improve? Why is this a good addition to the secretary that you already have? Yeah, give us another push right here.
Okay, actually, some of the players are trying to make artificial intelligence to solve the same problem. However, they just developed a conversational agent, but we are more focusing on in terms of a prediction of user behavior. It can be very efficient, as well as it is very applicable, with in terms of integration with other existing solutions. So, it is very applicable and scalable. So, if you are interested in that, just visit us and visit our website, kono.ai, and show our closed beta version. Thank you.
Yes, I think I've seen you operated in front of me and did a little demo, and I believe that it's very user-friendly. The layout is very beautiful.
Thank you.
And it makes it so much easier for the user to do their scheduling and to request for what they want.
Yes.
And so I think it speaks for itself if you download the app. It's available. Is it a free?
No, not yet. It's, we are doing the closed beta test right now.
I see. All right.
We will launch it soon.
To find out more, let's just go to KONOLASS over at your booth, and you'll be able to do a good demo for everyone.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Again, it's YJ from KONOLASS.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you.
All right. We'd like to invite Josh back on stage for the introduction of, I'm going to pronounce this DATUMIZE. DATUMIZE? Okay. It's spelled with a U there, but DATUMIZE. Thank you.
All right. We'll turn the time over to Nacho from DATUMIZE. He'll introduce the company, and then we'll start asking him questions. Take it away.
Hello, good morning. I'm Nacho Lafuente, CEO of DATUMIZE. We are a Dart data company based in Barcelona, Spain. Did you know that up to 99% of the data that can be used to make relevant decisions in company can be hidden or not stored right now? That is what we call dark data. Data that can be useful for your business, but for a number of reasons, it is not being stored right now. So it can't be analyzed. We have created a whole software product around this, the DATUMIZE data collector, and we are also shipping this product within Internet of Things gateways so that we can reach more dark data sources. And we are making that possible through an amazing team based in Barcelona and other places in Europe, and now in Asia, looking for expanded business opportunities.
All right, great. Come have a seat. So you're the founder of the company. Tell us a little bit more about where the company came from. What was the idea behind it?
So I have always worked in the enterprise software space. I have worked for companies like Oracle and Siemens. And across my career, I found that there are a lot of data opportunities that are being lost currently in companies. So eventually, I decided to leave my previous job as head of engineering and create this idea. So I work with a number of very big customers in Spain, one utility and one tourism company, and working on challenges. They told me about different data sources that they were managing, and one of the exact challenges that they said is, we want to retrieve all that data, but you can actually touch the system that is producing the data. So we work a lot on that idea and came out with the final result of a prototype of a product, the DATUMIZE data collector, which is able to not intrusively capture data from our first dark data source, which is the internal network within companies. We are applying advanced networking technologies like deep packet inspection and network sniffing to capture data not intrusively. This would be a similar technique that the NSA is applying to spy data from citizens, but we do it legally for companies.
So give us a simple example of how this might be used by a company to provide a benefit for them. What's a simple use case?
So, for example, imagine a logistics warehouse where you are piling up a lot of different goods. So probably the software system behind is taking care of everything that has been manufactured and stored in that warehouse. So it happens that that is stored, but all the movements of your people around the warehouse and all the different barcode rhythms, everything that it's a query, essentially, that information is transient, is flowing around, but it never gets stored. So if you're able to capture that data source, you are able, for example, to produce a top 10 report on the products that are being queried most in the inventory, and you are able to optimize the location of those items within the warehouse.
Now, you have created a tool, it's a piece of software that people use, this data collector, is that correct?
Yes.
And is this currently being used? Is this under development, or do you already have clients, customers who are using this?
No, we have a number of customers. We created the company back in summer 2014 with our first customer. Last year, we acquired 3 more customers, one of them international. And Q1 this year, we managed to get a funding round, a seed funding round, so that we increase the team.
Now, is this a tool that's mostly for Fortune 500, Global 500 large enterprises, or can smaller companies benefit from this as well?
So it is mostly aimed at large or very large corporations, but as we are a vendor, we produce this technology either to final customers like those large companies you mean. We also distribute these companies through partners and also in OEM model. So the idea is that we reach the medium and smaller companies either through partners or OEM in the product.
Now you mentioned dark data, that most data is hidden and the decisions are being made with 1% of the data that's out there. But the amount of data is only increasing as we get all these smart devices and we're using more and more tools and people are using technology more in their jobs. We're just getting more and more data. So instead of 1%, in a few years, we might be making decisions on 0.01% of the data. So you're going to be essentially helping companies fight against that problem of having too much data to analyze. Is that correct?
Yeah, you are absolutely right. And the problem is increasing because, for example, we tend to think that our industry is quite smart or will be smarter in upcoming years, but the world right now is being manufactured based on machines which are pretty expensive. It can be $500,000 or €1,000,000 or so. And those machines are not smart at all. And there is a lot of dark data within those machines. You remember when we had an analogic telephony? So it seemed that it was like this for ages, but IP telephony came in and changed the whole game. That is going to happen in industry as well. For us, industry and online systems are the ones with most dark data to be exploited.
What are some other specific examples of industries or types of companies where you think they would benefit the most from your product?
Yeah, so for example, we are working for a customer they are a beer manufacturer, they produce beer, and we found that, and that links a lot with IoT. So the dark data is not only within the data center, it's in the real world. And those guys suffer a lot from not getting a proper idea about their customers. So we are working with them on providing an IoT gateway, a partnership we have closed with Intel worldwide, deploying a gateway in pubs and bars. So, and our software is inside. So we get different dark data, like, for example, the number of people coming each day, what is the frequency when they often come into that bar, what is the duration of the visit, and not only about people, and we are doing that by checking the Wi-Fi of phones, but also about the assets, like beer kegs and beer pumps in that bar, so that you can have the full tracking from the factory into the pub, and also about the employees that are visiting that bar, so that you can track them all. So it's amazing the number of things you can provide that company to improve their sales and marketing processes.
What are your plans for growth with the company? You said that you have 10 employees, you're heading towards 12 soon. Where do you see the company going over the next year or so?
So we forecast an amazing growth. I mean, a couple of months, 3 months ago, we were just 3. Right now we are 10. We will be between 12 and 15 by the end of the year. And basically this year we are mostly focused in Europe. We plan to expand into Eastern Europe next year. We are closing partnership with resellers across different countries in Europe. In upcoming years, we will have 3 digits growth. And one of the main purposes of being here in Taiwan is to start to get a little bit taste of the market on the different partners available in the region, so that we can expand through a reseller program that we have just put in place.
So one of the challenges with analyzing data is that that's more data. And everybody has limited time, everybody's rushing around. So how many people or how much time does it take to analyze the data that somebody gets from DATUMIZE to actually apply that and get the benefit from that information?
So one of the principles we've got with our software is that as storage technologies nowadays make storing data very affordable, and one of the questions we usually get for customers is, how do I know what is the important data I need to keep? And the response is easy, I mean, keep them all. Because in upcoming years, you will have many more different questions to the ones that you've got in mind right now. And what you need to work out with either your data analyst team or with specialized partners on business intelligence that will help you not only to reply the questions you've got in mind, but also make the proper questions, the current ones and the upcoming ones. It it is nowadays it is complex, more complex to define the question rather than asking the question.
Where can people learn more about DATUMIZE?
So we are launching a new website in the coming 2 weeks. And we are also quite present in events like this, and we have a whole marketing team devoted to create awareness about what we do, because it's quite new.
Will that new website be at datumize.com?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. Anything else that you want to share with us?
No, I'm really happy to share this time in COMPUTEX, first time in Taiwan. I hope we are getting very interesting leads, and I appreciate the time and effort of organization to make this happen.
Great. Thank you so much, Nacho. Pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Josh.
All right.
All right, I think that wraps us up. We'll pass it back to our MC.
Right. Thank you, Joseph and Josh, and all the amazing talks from Global Startup. There will be more talks for Global Stars tomorrow, so don't miss out. And next, we will have 6 product demos from KOTRA, the Korean Trade Investment Promotion Agency. And please welcome